Hello and welcome to this Wildstar First Impressions video brought to you by Magpie Gaming. Wildstar! It's an MMO developed by Carbine Studios, published by NCSoft, taking place on the mysterious planet of Nexus, abandoned by an elusive race known as the Eldon, leaving the game's two factions to vie over the secrets and technology left behind. You know, Wildstar is a quirky, sort of cartoonish aesthetic and attitude. It includes interesting environments, interesting character and prop designs, and these guys. The space hamsters. Yeah. Moving on. Wildstar is all the usual moving parts you'd expect from MMOs. Exploration, combat, character customization options, dungeons, PvP, and mounts. Sweet, sweet mounts. And one feature that's been focused most upon, as more and more information's been released about it, is the game's telegraph system for use in combat. Basically, to make it, another beta participant put it this way, to seem less like two calculators were duking it out, Wildstar incorporates a series of color-coded patterns that signify where attack effects will be dealt. If you want to avoid damage, avoid the enemy's telegraphs. It's a similar visual system to the effects and effect timers of some enemies and bosses in Funcom's MMO The Secret World, with the difference being these telegraphs are utilized both by NPCs and players alike. What it creates is a sense of urgency when it comes to how you deal your damage while avoiding your opponents. Now, although not every Magpie agrees on the good or bad features of Wildstar as a whole, we do all agree that this is a frantic, position-swapping geometry fest. And it's a great system that injects a lot of liquefied badass into what can be humdrum and boring combat in other titles. It makes fighting interesting. Speaking of some of those other features, the game's visual style has created a bit of a schism around here. Some of us love the exaggerated, hip-gyrating, squishy, contrapposto, exploding mannerisms and proportions of the game's characters. Others not so much. I can't even. There's a sufficient amount of variety in the playable races between factions, and the classes each have unique feels to their playstyles. We enjoy comparing the run-and-gun mentality of the spellslingers to hunkering down and raining the pain as an Esper, or maybe the nimble and calculated entry into combat that the Stalker has compared to the jump in and deal with the consequences later of the Warrior. Another plus is that even the healing classes have a little bit more of a capacity to deal damage as an option, even as a tank, preventing players that choose the ever-necessary healer and tank classes from feeling like they can't really branch out and do any damage themselves. But you know what we all love? Like, really love? Leveling up. Play that clip.
Yeah, that was epic!
While most MMOs struggle with justifying how you can save the world, except so can everyone else, or how you and your friends just prevented the world from ending, except NPCs still talk to you like you're a schmuck. Wildstar is a pretty awesome way of making you feel both like you are a cog in a grander story, and embracing that you, sir or madam, at the keyboard, you right there, are a badass. And we appreciate that. Questing's a lot of fun. The path system that they use in conjunction with your class choice offers some variety into the normal business-as-usual method of following predetermined content paths. These paths also lend skills to your character that range from somewhat useful to pretty freaking important. Party summon, please. One of our gripes with questing, and more specifically the interface, was it became far too easy to lose each other while running around murdering sheep. Questing. The party members were noted with these small white dots on the minimap, but those dots were so unassuming it's practically useless in keeping the party together, especially when different members saw their path objectives in various directions and made beeline straight for them. Ooh, piece of candy. Player versus player, as we've experienced it, has two different match types. Capture the flag sort and an offense-defense swapping territory control sort. Both matches felt fun and well-paced, with both pitched battles and quick raffle stomps, both being satisfying enough to justify entering the queue over and over. The rewards from PvP are nice perks as well, ranging from PvP-only potions and buffs to gear that you can use outside of PvP as well. And speaking of the queue, There's a dungeon adventure PvP finder whose content becomes accessible either through acquiring the required level for content or by actually discovering the entrance to said content. Some games this is pretty standard fare, other games they don't incorporate it. We think it's a nice touch in Wildstar. Even in the beta, the wait times never seemed too long, and the ability to filter only by people on my current realm was a nice touch if I wanted to make myself some in-game friends. Adventures were a lot of fun. They function as sort of mini dungeons with a choose-your-own-adventure motif throughout. With a good party of competent players, these only took like 15 to 20 minutes, offering a nice alternative to dungeons that may take longer given the nature of their encounters. Having the choices change the encounter of the adventure also ensures you can run them over and over many times before feeling bored with the same run. So all in all, Wildstar is shaping up to be a great game. We like it. We like how it plays. We like all the systems in place under the hood. We like that it has add-on support. We don't all universally like everything about it. It has its faults. The beta has been exceptionally buggy. Kick to the character select menu every 3 minutes, anybody? But it has enough slated for its release to make it another worthwhile addition to your MMO library. Do the Magpies like Wildstar? Yup. Do the Magpies want you to like Wildstar? I don't really know that. But we think that if you give it a chance and check out its systems, and you like yourself an MMO that lies somewhere in between Ratchet and Clank or Disney's Treasure Planet Online, all with space, hamsters, then you, my friends, are gonna love Wildstar. Magpie Gaming out.